Happy Halloween, Camping World Truck Series fans. The dynamic duo, all the good guys and bad guys, had fun in our setup show. They're not the only ones who have had their Halloween spirit today. MRN Radio's Mike Bagley is up on top of one of the scaffoldings. He will call the race for MRN Radio, and well, he's having fun. One of the great pumpkins. And I'm sure that after our race, the trackside guys will also have fun. A special edition of Trackside will be coming up right after our race. So you'll want to stick around and see exactly what will happen on that show. I'm sure that they will have something up their sleeve as well. You see that the lights are not on anymore on the pace truck. That means that we are about to go racing. The guys are heating up the tires, and I think everything's about to heat up.
Business is picking up out here right now. These guys and girls are chomping at the bit too. We're just a little bit delayed over when we were supposed to start, but that for every one of those minutes, these drivers could not wait to get out here and get these things underway.
And you know, all morning there was a lot of doubt whether we would ever get to race or not. I mean, it rained all the way up until past noon here in Talladega. So when there's uncertainty, there's anxiety, and when you get in those trucks and fire them up, that anxiety tends to multiply with all the horsepower under the hood and what you're faced with. You saw the guys and gals coming down the back straightaway scuffing their tires in. That wasn't nerves as much as it was. They just wanted to make sure they had some heat in their tires and were ready to go racing.
Nervous energy potentially behind the wheel of 36 trucks. 36 trucks on the racetrack. And again, we're going to see not only 2 wide and 3 wide, but 4 wide racing here at Talladega Superspeedway. It is a big, big racetrack, and it's, well, sometimes we'll see the big one. Yeah, it'll take place.
It's crazy. You're getting ready to see something that's plumb amazing.
And look how calm Rick Crawford was sitting in that truck. Now, he's a former winner at Daytona in the Truck Series.
It is about to get crazy. This racetrack, a little unique in the fact that once they go through the tri-oval, then they will see the start-finish line. The field all in line. Colin Brown once again leading the field to the green flag in the Camping World Truck Series. We're underway at Talladega.
Great start there by Max Pappas. Max got a good start, shoved that 6 truck of Colin Brown out to the lead, and now look at those other guys regrouping to try to come after Colin.
Look at them spread out here, 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide.
4 wide down the back stretch they go. It's the first lap of racing from Talladega. How about Matt Crafton making the move on the outside?
How about Eric Almirola on the inside, following the 6 of Colin Brown. Look at him lined up on the outside. Kyle Busch third back.
2, 3, and 4 wide already coming out of turn 4. Jockeying for position as they come to lap number 1 being complete. It's Colin Brown that will
5 wide.
Be in front of him. 5 wide through the tri-oval. That's about what we saw at the end of last year's race when we had 15 trucks within a half a second of each other at the finish line. And this was just the first lap. Things are picking up already.
Right now, Colin Brown's best friend is that yellow line to the left of him, Phil. As long as he keeps that truck wide open and follows that yellow line, keeps the guy right behind him, he should be able to hang on to this lead. You saw folks charge to the front and get a chance to try to get up beside Colin Brown, but that inside lane was too strong. It held him off.
And that truck has been so strong here. Obviously, he was our pole sitter, fastest in qualifying.
We saw that 88 of Matt Crafton almost problems there for the 50. That is Jennifer Jo Cobb, and it looks like a engine has expired for her race truck. But we saw Matt Crafton make his way all the way up and almost challenging for the lead. Now he is mired all the way back in the 12th position.
Same thing happened to Max Pappas on that first lap. He got a great run off turn 2. Looked like he hesitated about which way to go with his move, and that's all it took for him to wind up in the middle of a mess and fall back through the field.
Remember Terry Cook? Terry started on the outside of the front row. He came by last time in the 18th position.
Jockeying for position on this racetrack is amazing. And right now, everyone's friend is that double yellow line to the left.
A lot of smoke against Joe Cobb's truck. She is going to appear to make it towards pit road. You see her to the right of your screen there.
As long as she continues to roll, we will continue to stay green. If she would come to a stop on pit road or to the entrance to pit road, then NASCAR would have to throw the caution.
How about Taylor Mawson, that 81 truck, right back in the 4th spot, right behind Top 09, 4-time winner, the last 4 races of this type of racetrack. And look at Ron Hornaday already up into the top 5.
And again, Ron Hornaday never has led a lap here at Talladega. Adam Alexander, what's going on with the 23 team?
Well, you guys upstairs a moment ago talking about those who had lost a number of positions in the early going. Put Jason White on your list. Great qualifying effort. Started on the outside of row number 2. He is now outside the top 20, riding 22nd, 3 laps in. No problems for White. Just got knocked out of the draft. So you see him trying to gain some positions, working the inside lane now. And oh, how things can change lap by lap here at Talladega.
That outside line right now is being led by the 5 of Mike Skinner. Skinner is being scored in the 11th position. That means the top 10 are all in a line on the inside row. Ray Dunlap.
Well, let me say the same thing that Adam talked about for Terry Cook. He got in the middle line in that Cajun Industries Toyota, and he said he did not like it at all. Cook has dropped back to the very back of the pack. He's about 23rd right now, starting to move back forward a little bit, but he said, I'll tell you what, that bottom line's got to be fast because I was going nowhere in a hurry in the middle.
And one of the things we really have to point out to the fans is something that our series director pounds into these drivers' heads. The bumpers do not line up on these vehicles, meaning if you come up behind a truck, you will lift its rear wheels off of the racetrack. You do not want to try to bump draft in this series.
And that's great to say, and most of these drivers understand that, but it's going to be hard to prevent these guys when they really need a little bit extra, you know, later on in the race. Hopefully they won't do it early later on in the race. We're going to see some of that anyway.
Saw Skinner. He went across the start-finish line the lap before last in 11th place. He's up to 9th now. Got another guy on the top line in front of him, Johnny Sauter. Skinner was leading it. Johnny liked what he was seeing with that outside lane. Drove up there and joined that group, and they're beginning to make some inroads on that lead, Phil. That looks like they're up to about 7th or 8th now, and they just keep on inching forward a little bit at a time. You've got to be patient, but you can get there.
And that's the problem. This racetrack is so wide open. You've got Colin Brown leading that group on the inside. They're going the short way around the racetrack, and they're not backing off at all.
Chris Devota fitting for Halloween. Monster energy on that Ford truck. What are they doing?
Ricky Carmichael is sticking to his teammate Ron Hornaday like glue right now. He said, the crew chief John Monson told Ricky Carmichael right now the 13 who was behind him in line down low said he's getting a little antsy. Just stick with Hornaday and keep chewing up that yellow line. Rick?
Yeah, it looks like the right front tire is down on TJ Bell's number 11 truck. And so that brings out our first caution of the day. TJ Bell couldn't get it down off of the racetrack early enough, and there might be some debris on the racetrack. Looked like the right front tire might have just shredded on that truck.
You can see right now the right front of that truck is dragging. He is actually throwing some debris out. I don't see where TJ made any contact with the wall, just undoubtedly ran over something, but little pieces of rubber right now flying out from under that truck.
You can see his right front fenders tore off there too, where that tire exploded. If he doesn't do any more damage than that, Phil, I think they can put some tape patches on that truck and get TJ back into contention, but he needs to slow down and not let that tire just beat that fender to death. He drops his window net. I don't understand what he's doing there, because he can get that truck to pit road and maybe get the right front patched up and still be a contender.
It's still running. Ray, is there another problem?
Yeah, he said it's not just a flat tire. He thinks they locked up a wheel bearing, and he said it got on fire pretty bad. That's why TJ pulled over wanting to get out of the truck. He said it was something in the front, thinking maybe a wheel bearing.
It doesn't look like it would be a wheel bearing because the wheel's turning. He hadn't really run all that far, Phil.
Let's watch now. He's on the outside line. He feels something go wrong there, steps out of line. The tire actually went down right there. We could see bits of rubber fly off the truck at that very moment.
It's hard to understand what exactly did happen there. I was thinking it'd be hard for him to have run over any debris. They've had the jet dryers out there for hours. You know, anything that was on the track blew off. So something weird happened. I haven't seen anything that tells me what it was.
Adam Alexander.
And we can tell you that Kyle Busch is planning to come down pit road under caution here, as many of these drivers will, and he is dragging the splitter bad, so we will anticipate a number of changes for him. And Eric Almirola, they had also talked on the radio there. He's running second. They had mentioned possibly going under the hood. Not sure what the issue would be. We'll monitor their radio, see if we can find out when the pit road opens and these guys make their first stops of the day.